All right, what's up, guys? You're going to have to deal with me. I'm a little under the weather. And just full disclosure, the last 7 or 8 times I've sneezed, there has been a gigantic snot rocket that has flown out of my face. And I know that's not, it's pretty disgusting to hear about, but I don't want anybody to be alarmed if all of a sudden I'm recording this and it's like, phew, and then here I am. I got my napkins. I'm all ready to go. Oh, but man, did I wake up in the middle of the night like, what the hell happened to me? But it was a nice day on Saturday. My apologies, guys, for not getting the Sunday podcast out earlier. I don't know what happened. So the way it works here is I upload it into a Google Drive, and somebody edits it, and then they post it, and then I share it. But I have to send a write-up of what I'm talking about, what I want posted on the screen. I did all the work, all of it. The podcast was, I don't know, about 15 minutes long, 20 minutes long, something like that. I did all that work. And then I wake up in the middle of the night, and I don't know why. I was checking my phone to see the scores of the late games, see how I did. Actually, I didn't have much on the late games. I think I was checking, what was it? Oh, the baseball game. That's what I was checking to see. And I won. I've been just killing the MLB playoffs, and it's not I'm trying not to make it a bragging thing. I always have a hard time of like talking about when I'm doing really well and not making it sound like I'm full of myself. But yeah, it's been a really nice couple of weeks, and hopefully some of you guys got on board. And I do feel bad for the guys that bought the wrong play on the wrong day, or maybe you came and bought a triple play on the wrong day. I know you get your token back to try to get another play. But as I get into the other stuff here, I just want to let you know I am a little under the weather. But we did eventually get it posted, so it was out Sunday. So I hope you got to see it. I wasn't on the London game at all. If I took anything on it, I haven't seen any of it. I mean, it's going on right now as I'm kind of recording. But I didn't. I probably would have taken the over, and I didn't like it. But that's what I would have taken in the game because I just felt like the number was right, side and total. So just stayed away. And sometimes that's the best thing to do is to just stay away. Like I call them island games usually on the weeknights, but that's an island game too because it's up against nothing, even though it's the NFL. So not that matters, but like people, when there's only one game on, they love to do something with it, bet it, have a same game parlay. Maybe it's daily fantasy. Who knows? But yeah, so here we are. I do want to tell you guys, click the like and subscribe button. That helps us out. The notification button, if you click that, it'll let you know every time one of these gets posted. So if I screw up like I did yesterday and didn't send everything over the way I should have, and it gets posted later than it should, but still before all the games, and you guys will get notified of that. I also want to tell people, check out the Concrete Inner Circle. Another really nice day again yesterday. Let me just go over what I had, because I had two plays that just absolutely sucked. I was on, what was it? I was on Oregon. I talked about that. I had big brother, little brother. Little brother just came in and smacked him in the mouth. And I love that Indiana coach. Google me. All I do is win. It's pretty cool to see. I'm sad that I'm on the other side of it because I thought Oregon, I was sitting there going, Oregon might be the best team in the country, and then they lose at home to Indiana. I had the really bad one I had yesterday was Michigan State. I said this was going to be a blowout. I was right. I was just on the wrong side of it. How the hell does Michigan State let that happen? And was the coach at UCLA just the worst coach in the history of sports before he got fired? Because they've just come out and they beat two teams that were clearly better than them. We got Penn State on a 3-game losing streak now. What in the hell is going on? But I think I talked about it, what my plays were. Sorry, dropped something here, some medicine. So my top play, Kansas State, and this one hurts. Arkansas, Tennessee over 68.5, if you guys will watch that game. 7-7 in the first 5-6 minutes of the game. Then it kind of goes scoreless there for a bit. We had them get turned over on downs twice in the red zone, and then it just goes under the total. Felt like we deserved better in that one, and we just didn't get it. So I hit those are my two top plays yesterday: Kansas State, Arkansas, Tennessee over. So that's a push basically. And then I had Missouri as a big play, Oregon, LSU, South Carolina under. So they kind of wash each other's out. And then I hit the Cubs, Brewers under, Texas, Colorado, and lost Michigan State. So it was like plus 465 on Saturday, as a lot of things went well, and I continue to just stack up units here in the inner circle. So again, I try to tell people, if you're a high roller, if you're betting more, it's a rated system. You guys can see what my favorite play is of the day, anything that I want to add. Like for today, here, why don't I just read it to you? So here's what I had for today. I had an 8-unit play on the Kansas City Chiefs, a 5-unit play on the Saints and Pats over, 5-unit play on Blue Jays Mariners under, and I put in a 5-unit play on Javonte Williams anytime TD, which was probably my favorite play on Sunday. I talked about it all week, and I like the fact that it dropped a little bit because some sites had him at minus 200. There is going to be some rain in the forecast, which maybe it slows down the game there. We were talking about rain being in the forecast and a torrential downpour in Baltimore, and instead we got the outside of it. We got no rain, but all the wind, so it's like 30 miles an hour wind here today, and we'll see. I'm recording this on Sunday. What happens with the Ravens and Rams is everybody was expecting that to just be a blowout. Maybe it turns out to be that way. 3-star on the Dolphins and Steelers, and then I had 2 stars on the Panthers, Bucks 49ers over, and the Jags. Here, I'm sorry, wipe my nose. Forgive me. But yeah, so that's what kind of like, I don't want to say a typical day, but some days look like. Saturdays and Sundays, I'm obviously going to have more plays throughout the week. Like if I went back to Thursday night, there were 3 plays. Friday, 3 plays. And then I try to eliminate stuff, and I just talk about my favorite things. And I do more games, so it just gives you an opportunity. You have your choices there, so you guys can see what my favorites are. And it is tough because sometimes when things are late breaking and you want to change up or you want to look at something else, it does make it difficult at times to try to, kind of get back into it and look at the numbers. I like putting my NFL plays up early. Something happens throughout the week. Like, what did I have? Oh, the Thursday night game between the Niners and the Rams. One of my favorite plays of the week. I kept screaming about take the over. This has that overplay. I'm just telling you it's going to go over. And then all of a sudden it was like 48.5, and then it dropped to like 45.5. Then the 43.5, or maybe I have it backwards, like 47.5. It dropped. It went all the way down to 43.5, and I put my play up early, and it's sitting there at whatever, 47.5, 48, and it still went over that number. But, sometimes you're going to miss out on things like that. Anyway, let me get away from this, talk a little bit about those are the plays for Sunday, so I already told you what I had there. Let's talk about Monday, and some difficult spots here just because we're projecting. Neither one of these teams have come forward with who's going to start, so I just did some research. I just spent about 30 minutes going across everything, trying to look at what managers said. It sounds like Dave Roberts is going to go with Shohei Ohtani in Game 1. I believe it's going to be Quinn Priester. It could be Jose Quintana in Game 1 for the Brewers. And I also believe it's going to be Logan Gilbert versus Trey the Savage, who's just been absolutely filthy. So I do think they go to Logan Gilbert. So we'll see. But we're going to start off with baseball. I feel a sneeze coming on, so forgive me if I slide out. Man, doing a solo pod, and you're under the weather. I was making fun of Chris Ruffalo all Friday morning about how he sounded like Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs. Get all the way in the back of the van. He had that kind of deep, you could hear it in his voice. And I was just making fun of him the whole time, and this is what I get. Wake up sounding and feeling like him. But all right, let's dive into the games. We'll start off with the Mariners at the Jays. We don't have any lines on this. It's like your typical, if we were going to look the day before and doing it early, it's irritating in the playoffs because you should have your rotation set and you should be able to change it along the way if you change your mind. Like if things go awry and you're down 0-2, maybe you want to change something up in Game 3. But anyway, we don't have anything on this. I told you I did like the Jays under in Game 1. I love the way that Savage has been pitching. This is probably going to be another under look without a total. My assumption is going to be around 7.5, 8. I like the Blue Jays here. I think Seattle's in a little bit of a trouble with that last game and what it did to their pitching room. All right, so yeah, you guys got the best of that. All right. Anyway, so I'm so sorry. So we have with Seattle's rotation, it's going to be very, very difficult because you had to pitch those guys in that long extra inning game. Yes, you get an extra day off and get ready, but it's right back to it. And if anybody has the rotation to bounce back from it, it's Seattle. But they used a lot of pieces just to get to this round. It's one of the reasons why I like the under. I think the Blue Jays were probably the right play in Game 1, but I didn't want to play them at that price tag. because both of these teams, I mean, you could look at, I'm not a big Bryce Miller guy on the road. He pitched well last time until they pulled him. But remember, he only went like 3 innings plus, I think. So just something to think about there. But I would be on the Blue Jays in game 2. Here's what the projected pitching matchup is. It could change. Dodgers at the Brewers. Dodgers are minus 150. The total 7.5. Again, Dave Roberts said Shohei Ohtani. Milwaukee mentioned Quinn Priester and Jose Quintana, depending on which route they want to go to. They said Freddie Peralta will be ready to go for game 2. I just don't. I mean, if he pitched on. Well, no, he would have pitched game 4. So, yeah, I mean, they can get Freddie Peralta back in line. Here's the oddity of this season. I don't know if you guys know this. The Brewers swept the Dodgers. Had no issues with them. Now, it does matter when you play them because the Dodgers had a little bit of a lull in the middle of the season where they couldn't win on the road. And we were talking about, like, what the hell's going on? They're supposed to be the best team in baseball. They did have a ton of injuries. They're finally really healthy. I think the under is the play here in this game because, again, any signs of trouble from your starting pitcher, we go to the bullpen and have a bullpen game. And early on in the series, I want to attack the unders. If the bullpen gets taxed in a 7-game series, you'll see me hammer the overs at the end of it, barring the pitching matchup and who it is. But as you look at the rotations, you know the guys that are going to go deep in the game. You trusted a Tarek Skubal. You trust a Logan Gilbert, a George Kirby to get you your 6 innings, 7 innings. Some of the other guys are not going to be afforded that same opportunity. We have 2 football games. I'm just going to run through this and try to finish before I sneeze and blow snot everywhere again. Again, my apologies for the disgustingness. Bills at the Falcons. Bills are favored by 4.5. I will have a premium play on the side here, and conversely, I'm going to have a premium play on the total in the other game. So here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my total play here with the Buffalo Bills as, again, 49.5. I think this is an overplay, and I know it seems very chalky and to be with the public. That's why the side makes me like this one even better. But I would lean towards the over as far as totals go. These two teams should move up and down the field. Falcons coming off a bye. Bills defense, they got – if you go back to Sunday Night Football and the Bills losing to the Patriots, it's like, how, Sway? How did that happen? Just can't figure it out. Patriots played some good football. Bills defense isn't great. Bills offense can be. Familiarity. You look at – they were able to slow them down just a little bit. So – I do think that both offenses come out like gangbusters. I think Bijan has a big game on the ground. I think I do like James Cook and Josh Allen in this spot. There's a lot to like about this Atlanta team, and hopefully Drake London's healthy because I think he's a really, really good receiver that we don't talk about enough, that if he can stay healthy, maybe we will at some point and put him in that top 10 receivers. I know some people had him there, but again, he has the ability to put up big numbers if Penix can get him the ball. So, but yeah, I would lean towards the over there. My final play here for Monday Night Football is we have the doubleheader, Bears at Commanders. Commanders are a 4.5-point favorite, 49.5 total. Oh, by the way, I can't wait I ordered glasses. One of my co-hosts ordered these type of glasses that you don't need a prescription for, and I tried his on, and I went, oh my God, what am I doing? These are amazing. Now, I don't know how I'm going to look in them. I got to get used to that. But now I'll stop doing this. I'll just wear my glasses all the time. That way I'll be able to see my screen, my phone, any small writing. So I'm hoping I'm getting that on Monday or Tuesday at some point. And maybe it'll be a game changer for me because it's just so damn frustrating flipping up and down with this. But Bears and Commanders, if you guys remember correctly, this was the game where we had the Hail Mary where the Bears defensive back turned his back and was talking to the crowd, and when he turned around, they had the Hail Mary and won the game. So if you want to call it a revenge spot, I'm listening to you. But here's what I'm thinking. I look at this, and Bears coming off a bye week. I love their head coach. I love offensive geniuses and those guys coming off bye weeks because they usually devise something, or if they have 2 weeks to get ready for you, they find some sort of weakness. The one weakness that we've had on Washington for the past couple years as number one receivers just eat them up. And we had a point last year where number one receivers going up against, I called him old number 11 because he had 2 little stick legs. I don't know if that was St. Juice or who that was, but God, he had the skinniest damn legs for a cornerback I think I've ever seen. So number 11 would just get torched week in, week out. And it does sound like Terry McLaurin could be back for this game. Maybe points are the way to look here. But I do think the Bears at plus 4.5. Like on Friday, they asked me this, and I didn't like the game. And honestly, I really hadn't looked into it much. I think 4.5 might be too high of a number with the fact that the Bears are coming off their bye and you give Ben Johnson 2 weeks to get ready for this Washington team. So give me the Bears plus the points as my free play. Guys, appreciate you watching. I'm so sorry for all the disgustingness and the way I sound and the snorting. Hopefully this will get better. I'm actually going to head out and go get some more medicine, lay down and watch football for the rest of the day and see how it goes. But appreciate you guys watching. I hope you win some cash. Make sure you check out Pick Dawgz Premium. Lots of great handicappers over there. If I can sit here and pat myself on the back, I've just been killing it. The only thing that wasn't kind to me was the WNBA championship where I went 0 for 3. Other than that, 70% in MLB playoffs, over 62% in the NFL. This past week in college football, I'm hitting over I went 3-0, then 1-2, so it was 4-2, and then had a good day yesterday. So I'm still up units there and hitting at a nice percentage this week. I had one bad week in college football. The rest of them have kind of been some good kiss your sister type stuff. Like, oh, I won a little bit here. Ooh, I lost a little bit there. And finally nice to see some games come the way I thought they would. Just a little disappointed that we didn't. If I'd have got that Arkansas game, it would have been a huge day if that could have just went over the total. But as I've been saying, check out the plays I have over there. I think the 3-day pass for whoever, and if you're pairing up handicappers, do that. But the 3-day pass is your best bang for your buck, where I know for me it's $79.99 and you get 3 days. You get all the football games. I put out a 5-pack on Saturday and Sunday and I charged $99.99 for that. So it's basically like, it's a little bit better than that, but buy 4 plays, get 1 free kind of deal. But like if you buy the 3-day pass, you get everything. You get if you bought it on Saturday morning, you get college football, Sunday football, Monday night football. If you bought it on Friday, you can get both colleges and then see what fits. And then if you wanted, because there's usually only one Monday night football game, the way I would work it is just, if you're going to buy picks, I'm not, everybody does their own thing. I know some people come here just for information. Appreciate you guys hitting that like button and commenting because it does help out. But yeah, I like a lot of good cappers over there and the guys seeing the board well. So definitely check them out. Check me out if you get a chance. Leave a comment here. I'll try to respond. There's no weather algorithm stuff here for you for the next couple days just because Brewers Dome, Toronto Dome, Seattle Dome, the Dodgers are the only place where we can check out the weather. And usually they don't have a great weather impact out there. Sometimes you do. So, all right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Hope you win some cash. Good luck.